Grizzly bears are apex predators and are at the top of their food chain. They have no natural predators. Well, except man, of course. In this video, we are going to focus on the grizzly bear's ability to survive, conserving populations, and dive into the studies around Grizzly 399. I do have another video called All About the Grizzly Bear, which is more of a general information about the species. This video will be more of a deep dive into conservation issues and what some of these famous bears teach us. Just a transparency statement. Fox Run Environmental Education Center is a nonprofit, and we talk about wildlife conservation, preservation, and environmental education. So the grizzly, or Ursus arctos horribilis, I love that name, by the way, has been on a population decline for many years. Grizzlies originally occupied 18 states west of the Mississippi. According to the U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife, there were 50,000 grizzly bears in the mid-1800s in the lower 48 at a time when settlers were encouraged to shoot, poison, and trap the bears to rid them, period. As of 2021, the population is approximately 1,923 bears in the lower 48, with about 800 in Montana and 600 in Wyoming, and a small population in the Northwest Cascades. They are still on the endangered species list after several attempts to delist them. It's illegal to harm, harass, or kill these bears unless you or others are in imminent danger. This map is from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife for grizzly bear recovery zones and estimated distributions in 2022. My red circle is a rough location of 399's territory. This takes into consideration her birthplace at Pilgrim Creek, the Grand Tetons National Forest, and surrounding human communities. So this is 399 with her cubs from 2020. She is probably the most loved bear in the world, and that's including the Coca-Cola polar bear, and has a massive social media following. However, she also has some concerning habits and has had several offspring killed due to behaviors she has taught them. Life is all about balance. Who doesn't want this adorable cub to live the life that God intended as a free, powerful grizzly bear? We must balance that with safety for bears and humans. Grizzlies normally live in pretty remote areas, high mountainous and alpine fields. They desire to avoid humans. 399 has always lived closer to human populations, much like many bears in the Yellowstone area. And while we love to see her, I think one of the big lessons here is about her habituation. Habituation is basically when a wild animal loses fear of humans. I spent 12 years with my own wildlife rehabilitation center. I can tell you that the worry about having an animal not be releasable due to habituation is very real. There are not enough placements in zoos and education facilities, and the fact that states can and do order them euthanized is a recipe for panic attacks. I can't imagine how that translates with a large animal. And a quick plug, please and thank you. I do have several books on wildlife for adults and children, profits used to help support wildlife rehabilitators. Links are in the description. Although, to be fair, urbanization of wildlife is often a survival tactic on their part and does not always mean conflict with humans. 399, which is her official tracking number, has been studied and monitored for years, giving us tons of information. She was born in 1996 in Pilgrim Creek, and her territory includes Teton National Park, Bridger Teton National Forest, and the communities in the area, making her the queen bee at the old age of 28, when this year she emerged from her den with her single cub, who has been nicknamed Spirit. Spirit was born in 2023. In 2020, 399 gave birth to quadruplets, a very rare event, although in fact bears do have 4 teats. 399's daughter, Grizzly 610, has also proved to not only be very fertile, but an exceptional mother as well. In fact, in 2011, she adopted one of her mother's cubs, and they have been seen together several seasons with cubs in tow. 610's daughter, numbered 926, has also proven to be a prolific mother, so parenting skills do matter. 399 has been fitted with radio collars several times and now deftly avoids trailers. The typical way to tag a grizzly is to lure them with meat into a trailer, slam the door, tranquilize them, take scientific readings, and then release them. While helpful in monitoring behavior, pretty traumatic for the animal. 2 years ago, 399 avoided trapping, but 2 of the cubs were caught and tagged, causing a very distressful and obviously traumatic family situation. This caused a lot of criticism for authorities who wanted to track her proximity to humans. So, to use the adage, there are 2 covers on every book. I took wildlife management in college, and it's a subject wrought with controversy. And while I personally will always side with the animal, I can see where it is necessary to do things that protect humans and thus protect the animals. Sadly, we humans are very vengeful creatures. Here we see 399 cubs in a field in Grand Teton National Park. She often stops traffic by being near roads or walking close to buildings. Traffic jams in the Yellowstone area are notorious. I have 2 interesting points here. First, grizzly bears are exceptionally smart and do learn from past events. 399 had a cub killed up in the high country by a male grizzly who do sometimes prey on cubs. Females who keep closer to human areas can more likely avoid male predation on their cubs. My second point is that these communities around Yellowstone benefit greatly from tourism. The fact that they benefit from the bears while often using hazing techniques can be a bit contradictory. I read one article that quoted a biologist as saying it wouldn't make a difference if an animal was a celebrity. I quite disagree. Celebrity status seems to be a major factor, along with intelligence, on why 399 is alive today. Not only is she popular, she is well loved. By the way, I will be putting all my references in a website article if you are interested. 399 has twice attacked humans who have startled her when she had cubs. She was not euthanized because the people survived and because both said it was their fault and asked that she not be harmed. And while she has avoided euthanasia due to her notoriety, 3 of her cubs have been euthanized due to human conflict, and several have been hit by cars, including the 2016 cub nicknamed Snowy because of his whitish blonde face coloration, and that was investigated as a deliberate hit-and-run attack. Her son from 2020, Grizzly 1057, was coming onto porches looking for food and was euthanized in 2022. On November 10th, 2021, Grizzly 399 walked down the streets of Jackson, Wyoming at 10 o'clock at night. The police, as well as fish and wildlife officers, did follow her. She has had some minor conflicts and has gotten into beehives, a farmer's grain, and some compost. The concern is she is teaching her cubs this is where to look for food. On the flip side, the USFW has pointed out to Jackson that the city was behind in enforcing and providing appropriate bear deterrence. Goals for humans is to be good neighbors with wildlife, including grizzlies. Bear-proof trash receptacles, protection for beehives such as electric fencing, and wildlife crossings over roads are great ways to coexist. Grizzlies are large animals and have extensive territories. Making sure they have those safe corridors is something we need to think about when planning our communities. We have a history of conquering land and spreading out. which I say with all the conviction of someone with Native American heritage. Let's start planning communities so that we leave wilderness areas and allow for connection corridors. Another intelligence skill that 399 has developed and taught her cubs is late denning. She often does not go into hibernation until early January because she knows that in the late fall, there is a hunting season for elk. Thousands of pounds of innards and organ meat is left in the field, as well as bodies who ran away and later died from wounds. And while hunting and conservation management is a whole nother issue, it does show 399's intelligence and learned behaviors. And it most likely contributes to her remarkable good health and vitality as an older bear. I welcome your thoughts and comments, keeping in mind that they should be respectful to others. You are welcome to disagree with me, just do so in an adult manner. This conversation has just been the tip of the iceberg on a very complex issue. Let me know if you would like to have more conversations like this. And as always, I appreciate you doing those YouTube things. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have a fabulous day.